Hi, I'm Laura Kulagowska, author of the Smart Patients Healthcare Handbook. In these videos, we're going to be unboxing a healthier life. In my book, we inventory, organize, and analyze your health so you have more proactive control over your health and more confidence at the doctor. In these videos, we're going to talk about small tasks or challenges you can do to improve your health. Today, we're unboxing something a lot of us can use a heck of a lot more of. Sleep. Oops, that was great. Sleep. Sleep. When I owned a couple of health and nutrition stores many years ago, I used to give talks in the community. One of my favorites was about the top 5 reasons people would come into a health and nutrition store. I rank sleep issues as the number 1 because lack of proper sleep also contributed to the other 4 top reasons people would come in looking for relief. We'll be talking about those in a future unboxing A Healthier Life. They either had trouble falling asleep or they could not stay asleep, or the worst case scenario, they had both. Let me know in the comments, which one is your sleep issue? Oh, and before we get started with this first challenge, here are 2 things that you might want to think about. Check your over-the-counter and prescription medications and make sure that sleep interference is not a side effect. If you're not sure how to do that, just take them into your pharmacy and ask the technician. That's their specialty. They will be able to help you see if your medications are disturbing your sleep. Then take that up with your doctor as soon as possible. See if there's a over-the-counter or prescription medication that can help you and doesn't have those side effects. Do you have a condition that has a symptom that interferes with sleep? Something like chronic pain, sleep apnea, restless leg syndrome, extreme stress, or even depression. If you're not sure how to find out if a condition that you have interferes with normal sleep, again, you can ask your doctor. You'll want to discuss with your doctor that you have sleep issues that might be related to your condition and work on solving those issues together. You can also research your illness online and see if sleep disruption is one of the symptoms. If you think that one of these issues might be interfering with your sleep, then you may want to check on these before making any drastic changes in your routine. Unboxing a Healthier Life is about small, incremental tasks or challenges that you can do a little bit at a time and not get overwhelmed. I don't want you to quit before you have success. So while you're investigating solutions to your medications or symptoms issues, you can still join in these monthly challenges. Because sleep is critically important for every process and system in our bodies, and so many people can't seem to get enough of it, I will be dedicating 1 Friday video a month specifically to sleep. I'm calling this the 2021 Sleep Improvement Challenge. The last Friday of every month, we will look at 1 thing for falling asleep and 1 thing for staying asleep. And you can try 1 or both for the month and see if there's any improvement. With the volume of information available in all forms of media, it can be overwhelming. There are so many things to try. Where do you start? With so much technical information on sleep, so many causes of poor sleep, and so many top 5, top 10, or even top 20 ways to fall asleep lists, it's no wonder people read them and then never implement any of the strategies. Or they try 1 or 2, they don't work right away, so they give up. It might take some trial and error to decipher your individual routine to solve your sleep problems. Sometimes you get lucky and the first thing you try works, and sometimes it's the layering of multiple things that does the trick. For this first challenge, we're going to try something easy, or I should say easier than it used to be. That is building a half-hour before bedtime routine, the same time every night, getting your head on the pillow at the same time every night. The best way to build that type of routine is backward from when you have to get up. I suggest, while doing this challenge, that you follow this routine on the weekends too. I like to get up around 5 a.m. every day, and I find I get just the right amount of sleep if I go to bed at 9:30. Every night around 9 o'clock, I start to wind down. I'll turn off screens, wash my face, brush my teeth, wander around the house, testing locks and putting things away. Then I tuck in for the night. Try to work out a 30-minute slow down routine for yourself. Maybe you do something like I do. Maybe you, instead of wandering around the house, you do yoga poses or stretching or something like that. Read a book, write in your journal. Personally, I think it used to be harder to create this kind of routine before DVR and streaming, because now you can pause and resume anything you're watching. Some of you youngsters might not be aware of this, but in the past, you would have to stay up late to finish watching your favorite TV show, because if you missed it, you couldn't see the rerun until next year. Honestly, that's what I think was ruining my sleep routine back in the day. All of my favorite shows were on until 11 p.m. If you lose track of time in the evenings, use your smartphone to set an alarm, telling you when to start winding down. Maybe it can play you a lullaby. As I said earlier, I would have one challenge every month for falling asleep and one for staying asleep. Developing a wind down routine and sticking to that should help over time with falling asleep. Please give it a month before you decide it isn't working. It often takes more than 21 days to develop a new habit. For staying asleep, well, this first challenge is even easier. If you fall asleep fine, but can't stay asleep, try lowering the temperature in your room if you can. Somewhere between 60 and 70 degrees. You don't have to keep it that low all night. If you have a programmable temperature control, have it that temperature when you go to sleep and program it to move higher about an hour after you would normally have had your sleep interruption. You may have to play around with that a bit. Find the temperature that works well for you. My temperature is anything below 73 degrees. If you don't have that kind of temperature control in your home, taking a warm shower or bath as part of your wind down routine can set up your internal body temperature to mimic that lowering, and it might help you stay asleep. In the studies I read, you can take that shower or bath up to 2 hours before bedtime, and it doesn't even have to be that long. Just a quick 10 minutes seemed to work. If you would like to work on the sleep issue that you're having, I put together a tracking chart that you can use for these challenges, or use it as a guide to mark up your personal calendar. You can find it on my website blog to copy or print the PDF, or copy it right off the screen here. That way you can see if you're having improvement and should keep up that strategy. Then, when you layer a new strategy on top of the one that's working a little bit, see if they compound to work better or if there's no change at all. I'm not a fan of doing 20 things all at once, because then if it works, you have to keep doing all those 20 things. What if adding only 1 or 2 things to your routine worked? And all the other things were fluff and nonsense. If you do all the things at once, you don't know which one was the key. Well, that's it for me. Get out of here. Go get some sleep.